Thank you for your interest in your options after the specialist NPQs. It's important that you consider what you do next after your NPQ. You've invested a huge amount of time, a year, in this subject and in developing this specialism. How you use it and how you develop your career thereafter is really important. My name is Bernard Clark. I'm Director of Generate Teaching Hub, and I'll be sharing with you information on how we can support you and to give you guidance that you can use as an individual about what to do next. You could share with colleagues or particularly share with your line manager, such as a head teacher, and help make a plan for how you want to develop your skills and knowledge from this specialist NPQ. There are a number of NPQs available now, 8 in total, and you would have undertaken one of the specialists, leading behaviour and culture, leading teaching, leading teacher development, or leading literacy. We're going to focus on what's next after these NPQs. For the next academic year 23-24, they are still fully funded to complete an NPQ at specialist and leadership level. So there are opportunities for you to continue your learning and to share and encourage other colleagues to do so as well. How are we supporting you? Well, apart from this briefing on our website, and the link to generateteachinghub.org is on your screen, there is a briefing booklet for all of the NPQs, for specialist NPQs and for senior leadership and headship NPQs. There's a booklet on the same format for each there, giving you information on the image that we're going to be using for our conversation today, but also information and questions to take further. And please do also come back to the office if you have things you want to know specifically for yourself, for things you don't feel are answered in the material, or you've got further questions. You can contact us on hub@wpat.uk, that's hub@wpat.uk, or call the office on 07897 280 909. That's 07897 280 909. We'd be happy to talk with you to find someone who can answer your questions. In terms of the structure of what to do after a specialist NPQ, we've broken things down into 6 options. You don't have to do all 6, and you might choose to do one. You might choose to do your own combination of these as well. But we'll look at these, as you see on your screen, we'll look at these 6 stages one by one. Implement, lead, share, leadership, deeper, and expand, and we'll explain what those mean in terms of options, and then around them what are the next steps that might be available to you. This information and this guide is not the only thing you can do. You may have more things than we suggest, and that may be more relevant to your career, or if we're talking to others, you may find other information that is useful to you. Please use that and take ownership of developing your own, pursuing your own professional development, but also please feel free to share that back with us as well. We'd love to be able to learn more ourselves, and then to spread the word to other teachers and leaders in the schools and trusts we work with in Halton, Warrington and Wigan. So what are the 6 options? Reflect and implement is on the bottom left hand side of your screen, and we'd say this is something that every person, every teacher, every leader would be doing in school, regardless of what other options they go forward from. You've invested a year in your NPQ, you've developed a specialist knowledge from your NPQ, so how are you sharing that? How are you first and foremost applying that in class and taking that into your classroom and into your teaching? It should have had practical impact for you, your performance coach, and the reflection opportunities within the course, the material it provided, and the assignment should have all been giving you ideas, information, knowledge, tools, techniques you can apply into your classroom practice. Secondly, look for support and look for guidance from your colleagues. Who in your organisation can you receive further support from on that topic? Maybe that might be of interest to you, but also and then you can then start identifying how you might share that material. And finally, there's reading. We each have to take ownership of our own professional development. We don't need to wait for a course before we buy that book. Download that research paper you want to look at, find further resources on the internet, whatever it may be. Apply yourself to finding material that will give you further ideas, further information, further guidance to continue your practice and your professional development. Above and beyond reflecting and implementing, there's leading. in your school or in your multi-academy trust. What might be the options for you now? If you've done an NPQ such as teaching or maybe leading literacy, how can you take that into a subject or a topic lead within your school? What opportunities there are to pursue curriculum leadership and to be able to spread that knowledge through your school or through your trust? Equally with behaviour, it might be pastoral lead and saying, well, actually, how can you look for opportunities? Can you ask for opportunities? Can you seek opportunities to be able to spread that skill and knowledge you've now got? An induction tutor is a really important role within schools in terms of developing new teachers into profession. Induction tutor has a lot of responsibility to register a new teacher, to report on a new teacher and help them progress and pass their assessment phase with the teacher regulation agency and their appropriate body. That might be ideal for someone who's completed leading teacher development. And maybe with that NPQ, you might be looking at how you can take responsibility for mapping a CPD program or a particular career pathway within your school, within your trust. Can you either, if they're not there, can you proactively talk with your leaders about creating a role which gives you the opportunity to implement your learning, which gives you the opportunity, therefore, to further develop your learning and build your reputation and your career experience. Thirdly, there is sharing expertise. There are a number of opportunities there, and their mentor role is a really good way of sharing expertise, whether that's for an early career teacher, whether that's for a teacher trainer or other types of placements. Being able to translate the information and skills and experience you have to another tests you and helps you refine what you know, and also the resources are available, for example, through the early career framework to support mentors, to train them and to guide them, are there to help you build your confidence in professional development and developing the professional development of others. That's good practice for yourself. We also need facilitators for the early career framework and to deliver specialist NPQs. So if you've enjoyed your NPQ, you can contact us about how you could become a facilitator, or if you have a passion for supporting new teachers, we train facilitators to do that. So you get access to training, you get access to materials, and you get access to the challenge of sharing that with others as well. And your school, your trust also gets backfill resources for your time doing that. And then finally, curriculum hubs in this area, looking for specialists all the time. There's maths hubs, English hubs, STEM, science hubs, computing hubs, music hub, behaviour hub, the list goes on. There's more and more appearing. They're all on our website if you want to look at them. And but if you've got a specialist subject or knowledge, and actually they are looking for others to share that with other schools in their area, and often train and give accreditation for doing that, and sometimes resources to your school to allow you to release your time to do that as well. Fourthly, there's senior leadership development. So maybe you are looking to, in terms of your career, to progress into leadership in schools, and then an opportunity for you might be next to enrol on NPQ SL, NPQ Senior Leadership. That's an 18-month program. It was structured in a similar format to the specialist, but because it's 18 months and lasts over 4 terms, you have 4 training days. And you have the same kind of approach. We use best practice for our NPQ SL, and so if you've done one of their specialist NPQs, you'll understand the development cycles they have and the way they work with face-to-face training and independent learning and performance coach and tutoring support. And so have a look at the NPQ SL. The information is on our website. You can delve into the brochure and learn more and look at the framework. Equally, if you are looking to develop your leadership career, then coaching is a great way to do that. Who can you ask to coach you, informally or formally? Are there other people that are in leadership positions that can come and support you and help you develop and reflect on your learning? And also looking out for assistant head, deputy head, or head of department roles. They might not be ones you want to apply for now, they might not be ones in your school or trust, but look around for them and look at what they're asking for. It's particularly in terms of the person specification. What do you have in that specification and what don't you have? And if you don't have it, can you make a plan to develop that and gain that experience and responsibility, put you in a great place to apply for that next job? And then the fifth opportunity is around deeper learning. What's your option there? Well, once you've completed a specialist NPQ, you can complete another NPQ, and there's no reason why you can't. If you've done a leading in teaching, you can't then go and do a leading in teacher development or any of the 4 specialist NPQs. So you can come back to these NPQs and do more of them, particularly if you're not wanting to move into leadership yet. That can be a great way of acknowledging you are a specialist teacher and the experience and knowledge that you have. Another way of developing your learning and taking it deeper is CPD. And there are a lot of CPD opportunities available, and not just from teaching school hubs like ourselves, but also from national providers or from local providers in Halton, Warrington and Wigan. Here we have a number of good trusts and forward-thinking schools and education establishments which are providing their own CPD, and that can be accredited and non-accredited. But you can access those by searching the internet, putting yourself on mailing lists, joining our bulletin, our mailing list. So you get our bulletin every half term. We send out a detailed bulletin to all of our contacts every half term, giving you links and information on where you can go for more CPD, funded and sometimes paid for CPD as well. And also there's research schools. There's a number of research schools that work in our area, and you can approach them, and they are looking for evidence leads in education, roles that they can accredit, and teachers that can fill roles they can accredit, and you can learn to share your knowledge and experience of research with other schools, and also access their training and their general CPD. So lots of information available. We have a resources page on our website which gives links to a whole host of CPD resources and information, local and national, that you can access and take further if you want to. And finally, expanding your knowledge. Here we're looking at more formal professional accreditation. So it could be around master's level, postgraduate level courses at universities. What do you want to do next? Is an education masters or a leadership related masters or a coaching and mentoring masters the right thing for you in your career development? Or perhaps it might be something like the chartered college and they have want to progress through the chartered teacher status or certificate in practice opportunities they now have. There are a number of these that are available for you to access, and if you're not sure which ones, contact us and we can give you some recommend you some organisations to look at. But those are your 6 options. Reflect and implement, lead in your school or your trust, share your expertise, and develop your leadership potential, take your learning deeper, or expand your knowledge. Whichever one you choose, it's got to be right for you at this time in this context for your career. And wrapped around all of this, you've got to have an idea of what you want to do as the next stage of your career. I mean, we're here as a teaching school hub to support you to find and be connected to great professional development. That's our job for any teacher or school leader from Halton, Warrington and Wigan. So if you want to know more, come back and talk to us independently and we'll be happy to share more information. And if you have things that you think we could share with others, we welcome that too. Thank you for your time and all the best with your professional development.